There are stories to tell here in eastern Mozambique, and these are the young men and women who want to tell them. Here in Quilimane, at the headquarters of the Rural Association for Mutual Support, better known as ORAM, young people nominated by their villages are learning to become digital storytellers. From its base in Quilimane, ORAM helps to promote community-based journalism. Quilimane, 15 miles north of the Zambezi River along the Indian Ocean, is Mozambique's fourth largest city. Journalists like Salona Pedro and Eduardo Bofete have traveled 6 hours to learn reporting, videography, and editing techniques. Bofete wants to report on the water problems of his village. The pump in Niquadala broke more than a year ago, and the village has no water.
We are trying to get their voices heard outside because they just cry within the community and no one is there to listen to them and to help them solve this type of problems.
I would like to talk about the natural resources. How do the communities use the land? How they use the natural resources like trees, forestry? And also I would like to link this with what are their habits, how do they use it naturally in their zones and in their areas. In the past, we didn't have opportunity, or the community didn't have opportunity by themselves to express what they need. Usually they came people to do some studies and said, okay, we'll bring this for you. But never be the community by itself saying, we need this, we don't want that.
What ORAM wants is to help these journalists become agents of change. ORAM has been working with 122 villages to secure land titles, proof that the villagers own their land and have the authority to make decisions about it.
When someone from outside comes to get a land, they have to obtain a certificate that can defend that this is our land, and no one is supposed to take it away from them.
Proof of ownership is just the first step. The journalists will help the community develop a vision of itself, focusing not just on its problems, but on its potential. What can it offer to investors? What kinds of economic activities does it want? How can it manage its resources on a sustainable basis? ORAM director Lorenzo Devan attempted to explain how the community-based journalists fit into this discussion. That unlike outside journalists who come in and define the problems, community-based journalists help the community define the problems and the successes. That's what he wanted to tell us, but the quality of the video points to a serious problem. They don't have the equipment they need. The inexpensive camera we're using for this interview has no external microphone. That's why you hear the wind noise and not Mr. Devan. And it's the only camera for all these journalists, some of whom are 6 hours away from Quilimane.
We are in Quilimane and they are in the community. And this camera, the one camera is in Quilimane for protection, but when something happens in the community, for example, they have to call us and say, yeah, we have this problem, we want to do the shootings, so we have to travel to Niquadala to do the shootings. Sometimes the event or the situation is over, then it will not have that impact. So it was better for each and everyone to have his own camera. Any moment, anytime he's ready to do his job.
And so they practice, and they wait for the opportunity to tell their stories about issues they know in communities they care about.
We feel that it's important because the things happen to the community and the journalists are based there in the community. they are able to register that information and to film if it's possible and to put it to other people to learn about it.
5 years from now, if all goes well, Lourenço Duvin sees this part of rural Mozambique developing democratically and sustainably, where its people have a voice in shaping its future, and where community-based journalists help deliver the message to their government and to the outside world. The communities are ready to tell their stories. They just need the digital tools of the trade. In Quilimane, Mozambique, I'm Patty Lowe reporting.